Hello and welcome back to my media museum. Today we are looking at something truly unique. The Coors Ceramics Christmas ornaments, or the employees' Christmas ornaments. Coors started out as Coors Porcelain back in I believe the 20s or so, maybe in the teens. And they changed their name at some point to Coors Ceramics and later on to CoorsTek, which is currently going by. It did have a number of different names in between there, but those were the three main names it went by. This is from 1986, the very first Christmas ornament they produced, gave out, I believe, predominantly to the employees. You get into later years, and they did go to some vendors and stuff. But the second year was 1987, and they kept it pretty basic for the first few years. They changed the design, but the printing's all just red on white. 1988 is the first year that I became directly involved, and my wife. I had Ray set up the punch and score machine for me, and I ran them all out. So I punched every one of these angels, and the wife coated them. She put the Coors 88 on them. And then when we got to the next year, I was no longer involved with that punch and score area, and it was Kathy, we believe, from our foggy memories, that punched these out with Ray back in the punch and score room. And then moving on to 1990, we don't remember a lot of the facts about who coated them. I think a couple of different people in the metallizing department coated these. And when we move on to 1991 here, this was the ornament that was produced at the Golden facility. And 91, I believe all three of the ceramic divisions put out ornaments. This was the one from the Grand Junction facility. I believe I had one from the Tennessee, but I cannot find it. So if I ever do, we'll do an update to this video and show it to you. But moving on to 92, and we had the bell. And that year there was a special one made just for the people in the department. There was an employee who had passed away recently, so this one is very rare. There's only a couple of dozen of those made, and it was to honor Patsy and her 15 years of service to the company. Moving on to 93, we had a rocking horse, and this was the last year where it was basically just a white ornament with red printing on it, because the next year they got a little fancier, and we've got the black and the red, which the Grand Junction did use black and red. They did use two colors on theirs. I don't remember about Tennessee, but for the Golden facility, the facility here in Golden, this was the first time they used two colors. And the next year they upped the ante again and used three colors. They've got the Coors red, the blue eyes, and the black outlining. And that takes us up to 95. Then in 96, we started getting really fancy. And we've got the candy cane here with the newer, I think that was the ACX logo at the time, which they went by for a short period. Then in 97, we've got Frosty the Snowman. And then moving on to 98, you can see we've still got that, I believe that was the Coors ACX logo, but I could be mistaken, because we've got 99 here with that same logo on the Penguin. And I'm a little bit close on the zoom, so we're not quite getting him in there. I think we've got him covered. And then they changed their name to CoorsTek in 2000, apparently. That's the first year that we show a ornament with the CoorsTek name on it. And moving on to 2001, we've got the Caroler. And I think they need to make a caboose, because we've got an engine and a car, but no caboose. So, moving on to 2002, we had a reef. And you'll see that that does have three colors, because there is green in the reef, along with the black and the red on the white. The white's the color of the ceramic, so I don't know if you want to call that a color or not, but it is white. Then moving on to 2003, we've got a bulb. And then for 2004, they gave us a wreath. Then moving on to 2005, I believe this was considered to be a Christmas present. And then now we're getting back up to 2006, when my wife Darla became much more involved with the project again. She coated the bulk of these. And then moving into 2007, she clearly remembers Holly Coors coating the bulk of these. So most of these were actually made by a Coors family member, well, coated anyways. Then moving into 2008, another friend of ours, Annette, who worked in the department, coated the bulk of these before we got to 2009. And yeah, that one's a little close on the zoom, so we're barely getting it in there, but this was the version that was made for the company wide and sent out to the facilities all over the world, and probably quite a few vendors and customers got these as well. But they did something special for the department that year, and there were only 2 or 3 dozen of them made, and they were only given out to the employees in the metallizing department that year. So these are extremely rare if you come across one of those. Then the next year is 2010. It was the 100-year anniversary for the company. They did a contest, and actually the 2011 design won, but the people in charge wanted to do something that tied into the 100-year anniversary more, and they were making ceramic pots in the beginning. So that's why this one got selected, and this one was done as the 2010 ornament. And then the winner of the contest came out in 2011, which was the reindeers. And I thought it was cute the way they used the Coors Infinity logo to be their Rudolph's noses. That's pretty cool. And then moving on to 2012. This is the first year that Darla remembers that they started bringing in a lot of volunteers to help out with the coating. So from 2012 on to currently, they tend to get volunteers from other areas and from corporate offices to come and assist with coating the ornaments. So that takes us up 2013, which is one of my favorite ones. I really like this one. I think this one's super cool. The snow globe. And it says "Say Merry Christmas," which ended up being taken off of them and isn't on them anymore. So I think that this one, the 2014 one, I believe is the last year that they were allowed to put Merry Christmas on them. And moving on to the next 2015, we've got the, what are you telling me here? We got them wrong? Mm-hmm. She's telling me that she got them wrong on her boards. We didn't notice this before we started filming, and this is not the first take, so I'm just going to lay that CoorsTek one over the top of that Merry Christmas one. And do you have a Merry Christmas Nutcracker one that we can show the people? I mean a not Merry Christmas Nutcracker one. Alright, so these are the ones that were sent out. I knew there was a year where there was some controversy about the Merry Christmas and being politically correct, and they stopped them from putting Merry Christmas on them, but the manager over the area at that time, he wanted them to continue on with the Merry Christmas, so that's how those got mixed in here. Weren't supposed to be shown. Those are extremely rare. There's only 12 to 20 of those for each year, you know, that the Merry Christmas ones continue to get made. But getting back to the point here, we've got the 2015 one, the official one with the CoorsTek. And then in 2016, we've got the fireplace, which is actually, I think, kind of cool. I like that one as well. And I'm not sure how many of these got made for the department employees with Merry Christmas on them, but they don't allow that the last few years, so we'll probably have an extra video to show those at some later point. So that's 2017 with the cookie, and 2018 is the sleigh ride. And we're getting up to 2019, and we've got a cluster of snowflakes, it looks like. I can get a little better shot with that going a little bit at an angle. Get it all on there, but yeah, that's 2019. And then we got the little red truck in 2020. And then 2021, they did a reef with the Infinity logo as a bow. That's kind of cool. And then wrapping it up with the last one and the most current one for us to date, which is, I guess, another snow globe with the original building from 609th Street on it with the original name, USA Chemical and Scientific Porcelain Company. That building was torn down recently, or still in the process of being torn down, so I think they did this as honoring that change in the company's history. And so there you have it. Until we get to this year, that takes you up to date on all of the Coors Ceramics employee Christmas ornaments. Have a great day.